Bloodline is everything. In the world of Naruto, there are several characters who are considered geniuses. Among them, a good bloodline makes them even stronger. Especially those characters with special abilities, including Kekkei Genkai. In this article, I will explain the Kekkei Genkai, Kekkei Tota, and Kekkei Mora that appeared in Naruto. Kekkei Genkai, 3 great dojutsu and nature transformation type. The first one includes 3 great dojutsu like Sharingan and idiosyncrasy. The second one involves nature transformation types that create new attributes by combining 2 properties. Both types appear frequently in Naruto. The latter in particular were often unveiled at the Great Ninja War. I'd like to introduce the Kekkei Genkai, starting with 3 great dojutsu. The first one we will introduce is the Sharingan. This is a dojutsu passed down through generations of the Uchiha clan by inheritance and is exclusive to this clan. The ability is activated when one is consumed by feelings of deep sadness or anger as a result of a perceived loss of affection, or when one outbursts resentment at one's own lack of ability. When this state is reached, a special chakra is generated from the brain, affecting the optic nerves and awakening the Sharingan. Using the Sharingan, one's vision drastically improves, making it possible to see through all techniques and even copy them. In the story, the Uchiha clan members, Sasuke, Itachi, Obito, and Madara, utilize the Sharingan. Why are Hatake, Kakashi and Danzo, who are not members of the Uchiha clan, also able to use the Sharingan? This is because the ability can be inherited when the awakened eye is passed on or taken from someone. Additionally, there are more advanced versions of the Sharingan, the Mangekyo Sharingan and the Eternal Mangekyo Sharingan, which prevent blindness. The Mangekyo Sharingan is said to be awakened through the death of a close person, but this varies among individuals. The Eternal Mangekyo Sharingan can be obtained by transplanting another person's Mangekyo Sharingan. The Sharingan originates from the Byakugan. Over the course of a long history, the Uchiha clan with the Sharingan and the Hyuga clan with the Byakugan diverged. Next, I will introduce the Byakugan. This is the Hyuga clan's Kekkei Genkai. The Hyuga clan is divided into the main family and the branch family. But the Byakugan is inherited by all members of the Hyuga clan, regardless of their position. This ability excels in insight, allowing the user to see through objects, see far distances, and view almost 360 degrees around them. Hyuga Niji was so proficient in using the Byakugan that he was considered a genius. And he could even see very small chakra release points called Tenketsu. In the story, Hyuga Niji, Hinata, and Ao from the Hidden Mist Village used the Byakugan. Next, I introduce the Rinnegan. Among the 3 great eye techniques, the Rinnegan is considered the most sublime and strongest. The Sharingan ultimately evolves into the Rinnegan, but initially, only the Sage of 6 Paths was able to awaken it, leading some to believe it was merely a thing of legend. So much so that there was even a rumor that those with the Rinnegan would appear when the whole world was in chaos. In the story, only Uchiha Madara is able to awaken the Rinnegan. Nagato, who was implanted with Madara's Rinnegan, did not strictly awaken it himself. The conditions to awaken the Rinnegan are possessing both Senju and Uchiha powers and experiencing fear of death. When using the Rinnegan, one can master the abilities of the 7 paths: Hell, Preta, Animal, Asura, Human, Deva, and Outer. Additionally, one can manipulate all nature transformations. Furthermore, it is said that the Rinnegan is necessary to summon Geto statue, the husk of the 10 tails. The Rinnegan does not cause blindness and naturally possesses powerful techniques, such as Chibaku Tensei and Shinra Tensei. Kekkei Genkai, Nature Transformation Type. Kekkei Genkai we will introduce next are nature-based Kekkei Genkai that enable the user to mix 2 attributes. First, I introduce the Ice Release. This ability has been passed down within the Yuki clan of the Hidden Mist Village in the Land of Water. In the story, Haku of the Yuki clan uses Ice Release, the technique of creating ice by combining water release and wind release is the characteristic of this ice release. Aside from Haku, Kahayo and Reihyo use it in the novel, and Ryugi uses it in Boruto. Haku's ice release was not a technique typically used by enemies appearing early in the series. I must not forget about wood release. This is Kekkei Genkai passed down in the Senju clan. It can breathe life into a combination of water release, earth release, and yang release. Only Kagaya Otsutsuki, Ajura Otsutsuki, and Hashirama Senju were born with the ability to use wood release, while others have gained the ability through transplantation of Hashirama's cells. Although some may think it is Kekkei Tota because it contains 3 attributes. Wood release is treated as Kekkei Genkai, since it is not a combination of the 5 major attributes. Next, I introduce Storm Release. Storm Release is a ninjutsu that combines water release and lightning release. In the story, Darui of the Hidden Cloud Village uses it, and it seems to be a major Kekkei Janaki in that village. Darui created a controllable laser with a technique called Laser Circus. With storm in the name, it was initially thought to be a combination of wind and lightning release. If that were the case, the firepower would be incredibly powerful. Next, I introduce Lava Release. Lava Style. This ninjutsu combines earth release and fire release, allowing one to manipulate substances like rubber and lime. In the story, Dodai from the Hidden Cloud Village created rubber, and Kuratsuchi from the Hidden Rock Village produced lime. Also, Rashi, the Four-Tails Jinchuriki who was revived through the Impure World reincarnation, developed the ability to manipulate lava by using Son Goku's power. Then there is another lava release, corrosion style, with the same name. It has the same name as the previous lava release, lava style, but it is a different style. This ninjutsu combines earth release and fire release, and allows one to manipulate a sticky, highly acidic liquid. It transforms the chakra within the body into a strong adhesive acid, and is used as an attack by spewing it from the mouth. In the story, the 5th Mizukage, Mei Terumi, used it. She mentioned having 2 Kekkei Janaki, but she couldn't use Kekkei Tota. Having 1 Kekkei Tota would have been much stronger, I believe. Next, I introduce Boil Release. This ninjutsu combines water release and fire release, allowing one to generate strong acids or steam. The acid produced by this technique is so powerful that it can dissolve Susanoo. In the story, the 5th Mizukage Mei Terumi, Naruto, and Han used this technique. Naruto and Mei did not inherit this ability congenitally. Instead, they can enhance their physical abilities with steam by using the chakra of the 5 Tails King. It is a ninjutsu that is used very infrequently compared to wood release and others. Boil release seems to be most effective in limited spaces like a room. Next is Explosion Release. Kekkei Genkai passed down in the Hidden Rock Village. This technique allows one to cause explosions from within any object one touch. Gari, who was from the Hidden Rock Village and was revived through Impure World reincarnation, used this technique. Deidara also used explosion release with his explosive clay. However, unlike Gari, Deidara did not acquire the ability through the Kekkei Genkai, but as a forbidden technique. Explosion release is thought to be a combination of earth release and wind release, but this has not been officially confirmed. Next, I introduce Scorch Release. This ninjutsu combines fire release and wind release, and allows one to manipulate the intense heat generated by evaporating the target's moisture. In the story, Bakura from the Hidden Sand Village and Naruto and Sasuke used a collaborative ninjutsu called Nimbus Gale Jet Black Arrow Formation 0. Bakura used this ninjutsu for a technique called Extremely Steaming Murder, which absorbs a fireball into the opponent's body, evaporating the moisture inside and mummifying them. Next is Magnet Release. This ninjutsu combines wind release and earth release, allowing one to manipulate magnetic forces. In the story, the 3rd and 4th Kazekage, as well as Toroi from the Hidden Cloud Village, used this technique. Gaara also taught magnet release to his adoptive son Shinki, so he probably has the Kekkei Genkai as well. By the way, the 3rd Kazekage controlled iron sand, while the 4th Kazekage controlled gold dust. Then there is the less familiar steel release. This ninjutsu combines earth release and lightning release, allowing one to manipulate steel. Using this technique, One can harden one's body like steel, rendering attacks such as swords ineffective. It didn't appear in the main Naruto series, but it was featured in Gara Haiden and the movie Naruto Shippuden, The Will of Fire. In the movie, an original character named Hirako used this technique. Also not appearing in the story is the Kekkei Genkai called Mud Release. This technique combines water release and earth release and appears in the novel Akatsuki Haiden. When you think of a combination of earth and water, wood release comes to mind. But without yang release, mud release would be the norm. Wood release is quite irregular. Mud release techniques include creating bottomless swamps and spewing muddy water, which were similar to some techniques in the main Naruto series. For example, the swamp of the underworld used by Jiraiya is categorized as an earth release technique, but it feels close to mud release, doesn't it? Probably at that time, there wasn't a setting for mud release. That's about it for Kekkei Genkai. There are too many nature transformation-based Kekkei Genkai. At the beginning of the story, I thought they were very rare, but toward the end of the story, Kekkei Genkai appears so frequently as if it were being sold at a great discount that its value seems to have diminished quite a bit. Kekkei Tota. Next, I'll introduce Kekkei Tota. Kekkei Tota is an upgraded version of Kekkei Genkai, which involves combining 3 chakra nature transformations. In the Naruto series, there are very few characters who possess it, and the users introduced are Mu, the second Tsuchikage, and Inoki, the third Tsuchikage. Both combine the 3 natures of fire, earth, and wind to create dust release. However, unlike innate abilities, this was developed by the second Tsuchikage, so it's a bit difficult to categorize it as Kekkei. Inoki's dust release, detachment of the primitive world technique, has incredible power, disintegrating anything it hits at the molecular level. I'm relieved that this didn't become a bargain sale like the Kekkei Genkai. Personally, though, I was a little tempted to look at other combinations. Kekkei Mora. Finally, I will explain Kekkei Mora. Kekkei Mora is a setting that appeared at the very end of the series. According to Black Setsu, techniques based on yin-yang release seem to be Kekkei Mora. In addition to the 5 major nature transformations of fire, water, wind, lightning, and earth, it also combines yin release and yang release, making it the ultimate system of nature transformations. In the series, Kekkei Mora techniques, such as truth-seeking balls and expansive truth-seeking ball, were introduced. Basically, the techniques used by the Sage of 6 Paths and Kaguya are considered Kekkei Mora. Naruto also received the 6 Paths Sage technique from Hagoromo at the end, allowing him to use truth-seeking balls. I think it's good that it wasn't used by anyone other than the final boss. Conclusion. In this video, I've covered all the Kekkei Genkai, Kekkei Tota, and Kekkei Mora that appeared in the Naruto series. While there were many instances of Kekkei Genkai, the other 2 were hardly ever featured. However, having Kekkei Genkai alone is quite powerful, so it's lucky to have it. That's it for this video. On this channel, I discuss and analyze Naruto and Boruto. Please subscribe and like our videos, as it encourages me to create more content in the future. Thank you for watching to the end.